Looks like we got a new friend!
My army settled in the valley of Barovia and took power over the people in the name of a just God. But with none of a god's grace or justice. Welcome, everyone, to today's stream. Hang on a second. Sort out cameras. So close. I was so close to being right with the cameras.
Looks like we got a new friend!
I tried to predict where you'd all be and I messed up. But now we're all there, and everyone's here. Oh, hi, everyone, and welcome to today's stream of The Curse of Strahd, with no ominous titles or anything. Welcome, one and all. Welcome, raiders. Thank you very much, Alex, in person for the raid. It feels weird being able to, like, thank someone in person for a raid. This is a strange thing, you know? Yes, raiders, welcome. We have social links. You should go and check out all of them. If you want to get involved, you want to play a game, Twitter is the one you mainly want. If you want to catch up on this campaign, you will find my YouTube is very organized and professional looking. I've never had any problems with YouTube, not ever. Nope. We have a Patreon, we have merchandise, we have sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm Publishing and Maychan Press. Come back on Thursday to see some of their stuff, and in January to see some of Bird in the Storm stuff. We also have a competition to win some rainbow coloured dice if you want to get yourself some dice. And we have a tweet. Every 10 retweets leads to a wild magic surge. But that is enough about me.
Looks like we got a new friend!
Let's go round and speak to all of our wonderful viewers. So, why don't we start with Rachel?
Hey, that's me.
For a second, like, because you guys have all been so silent, I was like, is the sound working?
I always mute during intros, man. I don't trust those
Oh
dogs.
no, I 100% appreciate it. Like, but you know what I mean? It was just the Schrodinger's cat. You know, is it working or is it not? This is the moment of
I'll
truth.
just scream for the rest of the session.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But hi, my name is Rachel, or OBaby190 here on Twitch, and I will be playing Sophie tonight, the older sibling of Suri, my ever so lovely sister werewolf mix thing going on there. And I'm very excited for us to be on a track today, to have an objective and to head on down through some towns, follow a man, figure out some more about Strahd. I'm ready. I'm not gonna give my daggers to any more weird men. So
Fantastic. Kelly and Alice are slopped. You're 100% correct. I know which one is my wife. I'm sure of that. So next, let us go to the newly correctly positioned Kelly. Oh, hi.
Hi. I'm super pumped that I didn't lose today. I was very proud of myself.
So for those of you in chat who are wondering, we have a game that we play at the beginning of each session where when you put your finger on the nose, the last person to put their finger on the nose does the recap. And I feel slightly like we took a little bit of advantage of Alex, but at the same time, I have no regrets.
It's also been 2 weeks since we've been on, guys, so we're all like, what happened?
I remember nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, Oracle, that's it.
Well, that's more than me. All I know is that Bob got like half a sword. Like, that's the thing.
I can help out. But Kelly, please, this is your moment. Tell us all about yourself.
Sorry, guys, get off my spotlight. Hi, so I'm Kelly, Kelly Lane on Twitter, and I play Talia, who is a half-elf noblewoman who somehow managed to convince these fine folk to end up in Barovia with her through her blind optimism.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That pretty much sums it up pretty well. So, Alice, why don't you tell us all about Bob?
Hi, I'm Alice, or White Rabbit Pick, or as to some people's surprise, I'm also a well-to-do hobbit in Twitch, which I didn't realise lots of people didn't know until Travis yesterday reacted how he did. I've also just seen the title of this, Scrat. This will be the second Death House cabin, or whatever it is I'm going to go into this week as a Call of Cthulhu. But I'm fine, it's all good. But I play Bob. Bob is a changeling. Bob is a bobcat, effectively, most of the time, but he tends to switch between elf and tabaxi and some other things throughout. He is, I guess, fairly calm. I can't tell if he's calm or just pissed off or out of it. I'm not too sure which one it is, but he's pretty intent. He came in here pretty intent on keeping Talia alive, and sort of thought, yeah, the halflings aren't going to make it. And now he's pretty much, I've got to keep them all alive. I'm slightly too attached to them now. But he doesn't want them to sort of feel that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this week.
Fantastic. Now, last but most certainly not least, the wonderful Alex, also known as Madame Gandalf, also known as our recap master for this week, the oracle, the provider of information others have forgotten, the crutch that we all rely on with no pressure whatsoever. Oh, hi, Alex.
I think the only way I can get away with doing this is by doing this from Zuri's point of view.
Okay.
It's the only way I think I could get away with, like, how little and how probably inaccurate this is all going to be. But, like, previously on the Curse of Strahd, things went blah. Things went grrr. We went to person who showed us things and talked to us about Broken Sword. He sent us on direction. And that's all so he can really remember.
I'm like suddenly remembering there was the blood thing.
Yes.
I still remember just the sword.
Okay, we left the vampire dude. We left vampire dude and his father and all of that stuff, and we went joyfully merrymaking along our way to this other person who was very ominous.
Everyone is ominous here. That's it. Bob trusts no one.
And I think he sent us back to the tavern.
And the halflings did a lot of grave digging. One in
That was
particular. I'm not
few
saying.
episodes ago.
That was the week before.
No, I know, but it happened. That's-
But it happened.
This has been so far the best recap of all time. You can just carry on. I'm happy for you to carry on as is. You know?
And then we went to the tavern, and Rachel got covered in blood, or at least Rachel and Talia thought she got covered in blood, but it was just a mystical Barovian woo-ha-ha. And then
yeah. Siri was gargling it and everything. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, there was that like touching moment.
And Talia got old.
And
Yes!
and Bob just
And lost her reflection. I don't have a reflection in a mirror anymore. But somehow people have decided I've like skimmed over the vampire possibility.
I'm trying to remember like how much Bob knows, purely because he covered his eyes for half of it because he didn't see the halflings in the shower. I'm trying to remember what he actually had seen.
Disadvantage donated by Kent Weebs to Alex. She knows why. Just say this is the J Rob disadvantage.
Oh God, 6 figures. I was only 4. There we go.
Do you know what? I don't want context. Okay, that's.
And you know what? Luckily, YouTube is down, so you won't get context.
Good. Good. I'm happy. Okay, so I'm fading that advantage in now. Do you remember going back to the camp, back to the gypsy camp?
Yes.
Yeah, we talked to the guy
Uh huh.
who wasn't super helpful, but very nice. He just,
Oh, he like wanted to marry me. It was weird.
yep.
Oh, that guy. Slightly
He robbed. He was a grave robber. He like took things off of dead bodies, and we told him about how good Sophie was at digging up graves.
God.
Oh yeah, he was totally into it as well. He was totally into it. Like, you set that up, not me. And then do you remember finding on the road on horseback Ismark the Lesser once more, the man that you'd met previously in the tavern, who had asked you to come and help you rescue his half sister by taking her all the way to, as I go to one of my many post-it notes, all the way to, oh, I've lost one of my post-it notes, that's a shame, all the way to Velaki. He was saying that he wanted her to be out of Strahd's gaze. Whilst she is in the house at the village, she has protection. He worries that Strahd is trying to break down the ancient rites which keep her safe inside the house. He wants to move her to Velaki so that she will be out from under the vampire's eyes. And we will start as we all head back towards Barovia with Ismark as a group.
Excellent.
Bob will lean down to Talia. I don't like him.
You don't like anyone.
I don't trust him. His eyes are too close together.
Talia just kind of like rolls her eyes and sighs as she usually does with Bob. Like, you don't trust anyone. Ever.
That's not true. I trust you. I kind of trust. He sort of looks over at the halflings that kind of.
It's like, well, that's progress. I mean, he said he was going to help make sure we were prepared for this. And I don't think we were very prepared for. She looks around this. So
It's okay. We'll get
that's
it.
something.
As long as it's a means to an ends, I will go.
Well, then let's call it that.
Okay.
Just to be clear, are Sophie and Siri part of this conversation, or have you two separated off?
Bob is just sat. He doesn't even care if the guy hears it.
Oh.
And Talia's whispering to try and
Let's
make sure
not
the guy doesn't hear it.
be mistaken. You're not in a cart. You're all walking, and he's on horseback.
Yeah, I'm just walking closer. I will go closer to people I don't trust in case I have to stab them.
Okay.
I think Suri and Sophie are probably there as well. I don't think they've gone off on their own at this point, but they're probably just kind of scared and like sitting like, oh, well, here we go, I guess. This is very different from trying to poach a cow.
You know, I don't think it's very fair that he's the tall one and he gets to ride the horse.
I'll say. We've got little feet, little legs. Takes us a much longer time to walk.
Yo, hey, Bob. Can you turn into one of those? Into a
No,
horse?
I don't think so.
Have you tried?
I don't fancy it, if that's what you're asking. I mean, I'm not being funny. I don't think he should be on a horse either. I mean, we could put Talia up there. We could fit two of you on there.
Yeah, that's my point. Exactly. And he's just up there with his legs and his hair, riding the horse.
Oh, those.
But I'm not carrying you. And he just sort of keeps walking
Damn it.
along.
Yeah,
I
it
tried,
was
right?
worth a shot.
Would you have carried me if you were her? Would you have done it?
I would always carry you.
No, you wouldn't. That's a lie.
Well, let's hope it never comes to that.
So I guess we're just kind of following along and
Okay. Well,
Silence.
I mean, if you want to walk along in a comfortably awkward silence, he will sort of, yeah, he's happy with that. He will enjoy the silence out
I'm gonna
here
ask
in
him
the
what
woods.
his favorite color is. She speaks up. Hey, you got a long name that I don't really remember.
Ismark. It's a popular name in these
it's really
parts.
not that long. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
it's fine.
So Ismark, you come here often?
Oh, she's jetting them up again.
I have been unable to leave Barovia for the entirety of my life.
Are you a vampire or something? We've seen one of those.
No, but the devil Strahd and his spawn that haunt the land would have me so if I betrayed them. I remember the events of a year ago. I was lucky to escape, although some parts of me wish I hadn't been a part of it at all.
you went with the wizard.
Yes.
We heard that he died. Do you think that's true?
Can you kill a wizard?
I
is
am not sure. I guess he would have died. Strahd would not have allowed a contender to have survived. Some say that he looks for one strong enough to replace him, so that he may leave this awful place. Rumored that he is trapped here as much as us.
I think you guys could just, paint some buildings, get some flowers or something, maybe brighten it up a little bit.
It's not very cheap.
Tulips and sunflowers.
Yeah. I mean, does it...
Where would you get the seeds?
Oh, he has a good point.
Hmm.
I don't know how biology works.
Well, I mean, like, how did those one guys with all the carts, the weird, like, fortune tellers and stuff, how'd they get to where we were? We had sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just go out the way they came and go get some and bring them back?
He stops the horse abruptly. You were brought here by the Vistani.
Yeah.
You poor fools.
I told you.
That's
like
true.
Bob looks over at Talia immediately, like I.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean, fools? What?
The Vistani are the agents of Strahd. They work for him. Bringing
Bob.
souls here for him to play with.
Bob rolls his eyes.
Uh,
Well, just listen to yourself, Bob. Just look to yourself. It'll be fine. We'll go
Wait,
to Barovia. It's
what-
fine. It is all fine.
What if you're an agent of Strahd and you're saying that they're the agents of Strahd, but in reality, you're the bad guy?
He's not smiley enough. The others at least tried to put on a fake smile.
Suri smiles all the time and she's great.
Fake smile. She's genuinely
Oh, you
very
should-
happy.
I guess.
It's true. I'm
Sophie.
genuinely happy.
I'm going to interject that you suddenly have a flashback of Suri gargling blood, smiling the whole time.
Bob didn't see that. Bob saw Shuri go in the shower and then hid for the
Looks
rest
like
of
we
it.
got a new friend.
Okay. So these weird Vistani, they're just jerks, right? They're jerks, Strahd.
They're grave robbers first, thieves second, and agents of Strahd last.
So
What does he do for them?
we got bamboozled.
It would seem that way. Tell me, for what purpose did they bring you here?
To stop Strahd, I'm pretty sure.
To stop
Yeah.
Strahd.
You know, the same hubbable, whatever, you know, everything that you guys all go on about. Getting Strahd, finally taking him down. Same
Yeah.
kind of spiel.
Okay. Player knowledge. You're misremembering that conversation. If you want to
Oh?
keep the character knowledge in line with your player knowledge, you can. If you want to try and remember through the haze, give me a history check.
Oh.
History. I think, you know what, Bob will go for it. Bob's not good at much, but let's try. Oh god, Bob is not good at history. Nope. Bob remembers nothing.
Let's see if I can remember anything. I doubt it. Sophie, what's your history? Do you have anything on this? You have a +1. That's a 9 total.
18.
So,
I'm thinking about the blood.
Talia, as you hear Sophie saying about, oh, I need to take down Strahd, you will remember that the Vistani talked about a wounded soldier that they helped, and that the man of royal blood fought to protect them, and now they protect him, and a curse has befallen their noble prince, turning him into a tyrant, and that you needed you to come back and save him from that wicked curse.
And she looks at the group and she goes, I wonder if we've made some bad assumptions this whole time.
What's a bad
Looks like we
assumption?
got a new friend.
Well, they said that they wanted us to save their fallen prince. And I
Yeah.
think we assumed it was someone Strahd deposed. What if it was Strahd that we're supposed to be saving?
What, save him from being a big jerk?
Yeah, that he fell. Well, like he fell under some kind of. Maybe he wasn't bad before. I don't.
So you're saying that maybe there is a curse on Strahd?
Oh, so
That
it's not
may-
of him, it's not his curse, it's on him.
Yeah.
It's on him.
Well, I just want to get out of here. I've had enough of all this whining and pining and whoever this Strahd is. And I said I didn't want to even come to Barovia in the first place.
Bob, I understand your concerns, but seeing as I'm the one who brought us here, I'm feeling a little delicate about this mistake.
Look, I said I'll get you out. You just did the wrong. Okay, it's fine. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, is she gonna cry?
It's like, no, she's fine.
It's
Talia,
been
are you
a really long day.
It's okay.
Awkwardly
Fan
pat Talia's hand, just like walk up and just.
Bob fans her. Like, just fans her face. Because he's seen, like, people do it at the court. He's like.
Ismark kicks his horse back into a walk. As he does so, a cloud passes over the dim sun, already obscured by mist, making everything seem dark.
Oh,
Long-
dim sum's delicious.
I was about to say that.
Large shadows from the trees stretch across the path like fingernails raking through dirt, drawing harsh lines across Ismark's body ahead of you as you make your way down the path, getting closer to the village.
So, we're going down there. That's up to us, or you're coming with us, Cart, or
Yeah, can we be sure that this guy's like for sure has his facts straight?
yeah, your ducks in a row, sort of thing.
I don't trust anyone here.
Right.
Well,
The Vistani, and he just looks nicer.
Isn't that how they get you?
I feel like we've already been got.
I know,
We
but I
got
don't
got
want to get
like 5 times already.
I know I did.
We're usually the ones gotten people.
Yeah, we normally the ones getting people, but this time we got gotten.
Yes, because you did so well with the cow.
Drop it.
You know,
As
get
you get
shot
closer,
by a cow once.
as you get closer and closer to the village, there is a chill in the air as the evening draws in, bringing with it a cold breeze, and riding that cold breeze is a woman's scream. Ismark and his horse rears. He shouts, "Colliena!" and gallops away towards the village, leaving you alone.
Whoa. Where's it? Hey, hey!
Oh, well, that's not good.
I think that's the sister that we're supposed to be helping.
Okay. So he just went,
Wow.
okay. We gotta.
Thank you.
We have to go after him.
Okay, run. Run.
Are we
Run.
running now? Like, and like, like Bob's looking back and just go.
I don't really want to stay out here without a
Grunting.
horse.
As
guess.
you pass your way through the shadows, now lengthening further as the sun sets and the dark moon rises. The gravel road leads into the village. The tall houses in this stark light look like tombstones against the night sky. Nestled amongst these solemn dwellings are a handful of closed-up shops at this end of the village. And even now, the blood of the fawn is closed up, as it would seem this day they have closed. A soft whimpering from the side of the road draws your eye towards a pair of children standing in the middle of an otherwise lifeless street.
Ugh. I don't do children.
Talia's gonna go up to them.
Like Bob will walk straight by her, quite like keep a hand on her shoulder. Don't trust anything here.
You ever read those horror novels with the creepy kids stand at the end of the hallway?
always come in pairs.
They do.
And they sing really creepily.
Just
Like that one.
Shush, Fawn. We'll work it out.
And Talia's gonna.
Yeah, are they twins? That's a good. Are they?
That's a
Are
good
they twins?
question.
If it's twins, I'm running.
There is, you can, if you, they're in shadow at the moment, but one is distinctly taller than the other.
One can be a taller twin.
Distinctly, like 2 or 3 feet.
Oh, okay.
So one's
Oh,
very
so like
small, not like, not like
Oh.
similar age, different heights. I mean, like, one is clearly a
Okay.
toddler, the other one is...
They could be twins, and I'm. Alright, I'm sorry.
We do have a halfling and a 3/4ling in the party. God only knows what happened.
True.
Anyway,
Are they singing nursery songs?
Dry your eyes, it'll be okay.
Ugh, just talk to them, Talia. I will be no use.
so Talia is going to approach. She's not gonna get too close, but within like talking distance, and just
Suri said
ask.
she could go with you as well,
She's gonna say,
but
"Is
behind her
everything?"
coat.
Sophie's hanging with Bob. Like, nope.
No.
It's like, you ever read that novel? No.
The one in the tavern with the
Sorry, I can't do this. And Talia's just gonna ask, like, "Is everything okay?"
The little boy goes to like say something. No, you're not supposed to talk to strangers.
Well, we're just trying to help. We're really nice.
He's got a point.
The
Suri's
child
going
looks.
to-
Yeah.
She still has that candy because the vampire guy never took it.
Right.
So she's gonna like
Candy to
lean
children at night in the
out.
streets.
That's it. Lure him out.
This is what they tell you not to do.
But she's gonna lean out from behind like Talia's like cloak, like kind of like really nervous, and just be like,
Candy?
The child almost goes to take it, and the girl grabs his hand. You can see them now up close. They are small creatures with dark blue skin and long pointed ears, which are covered in ribbons and hoods. The girl grabs the boy's arm. He carries a doll. They're both wearing embroidered cloaks. And she says, Thorn, no. Mum and Dad said, don't talk to strangers, especially at night, and don't take candy from strangers unless they're in a really expensive carriage.
you know, I was about to make a carriage joke. I'm so glad you got there before me.
I mean, we have the carriage right back there somewhere.
Oh, but Suri's just gonna kind of like pop it back in her pocket and be like,
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
The boy, I want to go home. We can't go home at the moment.
You guys shouldn't be out here at night. Why can't you go home?
There's a monster in our house. The little boy says, shh.
A monster? What kind of monster?
The girl points to a tall brick row house that's seen better days. The windows are dark. It has a gated portico on the ground floor, and the rusty gate is slightly ajar. The houses on either side are abandoned, and their windows and doors are boarded up, but this one has a candle lit on the inside. That's our house. Mummy and Daddy keep the monster locked in the basement, but it's scary in there.
I imagine having a monster in your basement is very scary. We just had to deal with another monster in the basement. That was scary for us.
You deal with monsters? You're like monster hunters? Are you wearing religious paraphernalia right now?
Yes.
She notices you're like paraphernalia, like, you're of the church. You can help us.
Oh God.
Sorry, I have a dog problem on my headphone cord. Okay. And Talia's gonna look at Bob and she's gonna say, Fate.
Fate. Are we going to not? It's fine. It's fine. If you want to go in the house, I will go in the house.
And she's going to look back at the kids and say, well, why do you think that we can help you?
Well,
Is there...
because you're wearing religious stuff, and you said you've done monsters before, so maybe you can help us.
I think we can try.
Right.
Why have you come outside where there's even more scary stuff?
It's safer than in there.
What kind of monster? And like, Bob is just pushing past and sort of crouching down low, currently in his tabaxi form, like his super low, overly bent knees, arms hanging over him. So, what kind of monster?
I've never seen it, but it howls in the night.
And Bob will just do a really sort of like sassy look at Shuri to be like, okay. So, how often does this happen?
What do you mean?
Well, how often do you come outside to hide from the monster?
Mostly around full moon.
Full moon. Very scary time.
Troublesome. So, who tells you to leave the house, or do you go on your own?
Well, Mummy and Daddy, they keep the thing in the basement, but it takes a lot of effort. They say for us to come out here, and if we see the lamp go out, to run to the village for help. But if you're monster hunters, maybe you can solve the problem for good, and then we won't have to stay in the house all the time.
I tell you what, I'll go talk to your mommy and daddy.
They're inside. They're just at the basement door.
Of course they are. And it's like Bob sort of pushes up on his knees to get up and sort of like stretches a little bit. He's like, I'm going to go have a look.
God, this is a bad idea.
Oh, it's a
This is
trap.
really
I
bad
get
idea.
it's a trap, but like maybe it'll do something. I don't know where our guy has gone.
Sophie like jabs a finger at the kids.
What do you mean?
Are you lying?
Why would I lie?
Because you're a kid. Kids lie all the time.
I've been there. I was once a kid.
Did it,
I
Julie?
used to
And,
lie
and
then.
Talia's
I
gonna
still lie now.
like smack their fingers down and be like, "You're scaring them."
Well, they're scaring me.
Yeah. Well,
Bob
how would
is-
you feel if they're not lying and we just leave them?
Well, I'll apologize if the time comes around.
Accuse now, apologize later.
Bob is walking towards the
Family
house.
motto.
And
Bob.
and Talia starts walking, following along with Bob, and looks back at the two of them, and she's like, "Well, it's the house with us, or out here by yourselves."
I mean, you can stay with the creepy children
Kids.
if you want. And he sort of smiles over at Sophie.
Sophie's gonna like, she's walking, facing the kids behind Bob, and she just
Yeah.
at the kids. No.
And she's just, Bob is like chuckling on the way. He's at the point, he's like, I don't get it. He would just open the front door of the house and walk in. He's like, hello.
Bob's suspicion has become infectious.
He trusts so little of everything. He's like, well, if I'm gonna be trapped, I may as well walk into it. Hello.
Okay, so is anyone remaining outside? Suri.
In the doorway.
Outside, you will see mist rolling in from the forests, rolling towards, covering the sky. Everything gets really dark outside. The little children, they just cower down. Like, oh no, not again! And they just take cover as the mist rolls in.
And
Very,
she just goes like,
very softly for the moment you remain outside. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse runs up the clock strikes 1,
Ding.
the mice fall down.
Ah.
Hickory dickory dock.
I hate children.
And the door pulls you in and slams.
God damn it, there they are! They're singing kids!
They're singing, honk, honk.
Wait, what? They're singing?
They're singing.
This is why Bob is suspicious. And he looks over at Talia, just like, this is...
I told you not to trust the kids!
at this point, Suri's gonna like pull out a flask, just like with a shaky hand, just like I picked the wrong day. You can't quit drinking.
As you take a
They're
sip,
always sticky, and
Okay.
they're always stupid.
you look around this entrance hall. There are oil lamps hanging by the doors, and there is a large shield emblazoned with a coat of arms. It's a stylized windmill on a red field, flanked by portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. And there are mahogany-framed double doors leading away from the foyer to another room, set with panes of stained glass. However, as you notice all of this and take a swig from your flask, the lights go out.
Aw.
Oh no, no, no.
Okay.
It's dark because I put my hands over my eyes. That's why it's dark. Not because the lights.
Right
went out.
as Kelly notices
And-
that we have over 10 retweets.
As the lights go out, Sophie is 1, Kelly is 2, Alice is 3, and Alex is 4.
Oh no.
Bob is so done.
Kelly and Rachel, please both roll me 1d544.
Slash
Okay.
R D 100. What? 500.
1d544.
So would I just do?
Slash R.
Is
that right?
1d544.
Oh, 1D. Yeah. Slash R 1 544.
Ooh, this is a new one. A newer one.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Okay, everybody. Maybe we should hold on to each other. And make sure it's each other and not a child or something else that snuck in.
Are you feeling nervous, Rachel? Is
All
Sophie
the
feeling
time.
is Sophie feeling nervous?
Sophie
Yes,
is
I see
very nervous right now.
Well, that's probably why you've got an extra 10 feet to every movement when you're in combat at the moment.
It's that extra inch of leg I got.
This leg room.
I'm
They call me
holding your one, Talia. I am holding onto that because that is fucking golden.
Oh no. That really scares me.
Please don't look it up. I make this request to you. Please don't look it up.
I will not spoil the surprise.
Okay, everyone hold on to someone else. I have a tail. I don't mind if you hold on to it for now.
Sophie's gonna grab the tail.
Okay, you do it gently.
I have dark vision.
If you do, you can see that there are still the gas lamps on the walls next to the door, which I described a moment ago.
Like, are they out? Or are they...
They are out, but they were out to begin with. But, I mean, they are lanterns. You can carry them with you.
Okay, Talia's gonna grab one, because I'm a half-elf, I do have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
And try and light it.
Yeah, that'll be
To get some light back.
a sleight of hand check, so long as you have a piece of flint in your pack. Or another way to produce fire.
I think she has an explorer, or tramp. One of the, like, explorer's packs or something. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So you can make me a sleight of
That's what
hand
we
check
said.
to try and light the... You fumble the lamp, dropping it, and glass shatters on the floor around you.
There's another one, right? Can
There
you
was
try
2.
again?
There was 2, but now you only have 1 between 4 of you.
Talia's gonna try and light it again.
There's a loud groan from
Oh,
some
no.
settling wood in the stairs that sounds almost like someone is walking down them for a moment in the way that the wood bends and bows, but when you look, there's nothing there, Talia. You do also have a stack of nat 20s, by the way. I think you've got 6 or 7.
Oh, I'm gonna light the other one and use my nat 20.
With a nat 20.
Because I don't want to be the only person that can see.
Thank you very much, by the way, to Frost from Maya, who donated for you guys to have bad things happen to you.
Oh, yay, Charlie.
And here we are now. Yeah, so you can light the second one with a nat 20. You can easily light it.
And she's gonna pass the lit lantern to probably Rachel or to Sophie, because Talia can kind of see a little better, so she wants to make sure that they can.
That
With the other hand's on the tail still. Just...
flickering warm orange light will illuminate the space around you for those of you without dark vision. And now, when you look at the paintings of old aristocrats, you can see long shadows below their eyes. The crest is not golden, but tainted somehow? Is that rust or etching? It doesn't seem to be a windmill on a field of blood anymore, it's set in gold. It all seems to be red.
Is Sophie like tall enough for these paintings to like reach one with her dagger and like scrape on it? Scrape on the...
I think with your additional height, yes, you could definitely do that.
Cool. Okay, so she'll like reluctantly let go of Bob's hand, be like, don't move, or tail, and then pull out a dagger and go up to one of the sigils and just try to like scrape it off and see if it...
As soon as the point of your blade touches the shield, it doesn't scrape across it as you would expect metal to do. Instead, it sinks into it slightly as though it was a soft material like flesh, and a blood blooms from where your knife point is and runs down the dagger towards your hand.
Oh, no. Oh.
Not again.
Okay, and Bob just pulls out his rapier and grabs the
As blood
Talia and pulls them
As
to it.
blood runs down the crest, in this flickering light illuminating these deep-set frames, the paint slowly drains from the paintings.
Oh, this is so much worse than the novels.
Okay, so we don't touch anything.
Ah, good. Okay.
Are they all melting or just the one?
All of them simultaneously melting.
Everyone stay close and don't touch anything. Anything.
Yes. Can I touch your tail?
You can touch my tail gently, gently.
So as you stand in this, you hear once more the creaking of wood, but this time you can see with your lantern the stained glass double doors slowly open again ahead of you.
Bob has his rapier drawn out, almost standing in front of all of them, because I think he's just bigger than all anyway. But he's and waits.
And Talia kind of looks at Bob, kind of ready to go, and she goes and pulls out her greatsword too. So I imagine, and says, looks at Bob, and she's like, "Should we go check it out?"
And first of all, he just puts like a finger to his lips because he's just waiting and watching the door, and he'll crouch a little bit in his tabaxi form, sort of ready to jump if he has to. And if no sound comes from the door, he will literally like, hello? Good evening. Anyone? Bob will slowly creep towards the open door.
A thin streak of moonlight shines from a tall window down onto some curved stairs at one end of the room. Next to the stairs is a door, and across from the stairs are two small doors. There is a... If you want to investigate with your lantern, or with night vision, does Bob have night vision?
Bob has absolutely no night vision whatsoever.
You'll need the lantern to see the room properly.
Oh, do I still have the... No, wait, that was a thing from last week where I randomly could see really well in the dark, but in the light I couldn't see anything.
So, Rachel, go pee, god damn it. Okay, so if Talia wants to look without the lantern,
Yes.
you will see this is a wide hall area with the sweeping the staircase. The staircase is red marble, and there is a black marble fireplace at the opposite end of the room. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a long sword with the windmill worked into the hilt. There are wood panels all around the room, ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs.
What do you see?
And Talia kind of describes the room to them. And she's like, I'm curious about the fireplace. But you said that there's stairs at the far end.
Yeah, so on the left you have a fireplace, two doors opposite, red marble staircase on the right, and next to you on the same wall as the double doors, there is another door at the bottom of the stairs.
And Talia is gonna where was the sound coming from?
Which sound?
Oh, that's a great question. The creepy doors. Oh, but the floor was also grumbling, right?
The whole house sounds like it's settling.
I think Talia's she's gonna take a step forward, and she wants to investigate like the fireplace and this like sword above the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
She's not gonna touch anything.
I was gonna say, Bob is like, do not touch anything.
I know. And she just wants to see if like there's anything special about the sword, or this like if she can learn anything from the description of the different carvings.
You want to investigate the wood paneling?
Yes.
Sure, give me a perception check.
You got this, you got this.
I don't got this.
This is wood paneling, possibly to do with nature.
Possibly made from a tree. And she looks back and she's like, Guys, I just think it's an old house.
Oh, there's no way. Absolutely not.
Really, after the bleeding paintings?
Well, besides that,
That's a pretty big thing.
I mean, well, we keep seeing blood everywhere. It's just been like a trick. What if this is just another trick?
Everyone's doing it?
Everyone in this place is weird.
Let me have a look. And Bob will walk over there, and if Sophie's still holding onto Tail, she will probably be yanked across as they go, because he'll sort of move into the room. And can I roll a... What were we doing? A perception check? Sorry.
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's almost going to be like a train at this point. Like if Sophie's holding on to Bob's tail, yes, Suri is holding on to Sophie.
And also
the
Bob
lantern
is
in the
not
other hand.
perceptive. Bob is not perceptive at all. He's like, yes, you're right. This is wood.
You can see enough to see that there's vines and flowers and nymphs and stuff worked into it.
Why is there so many pretty things carved into wood in such a horrible place? How do they know of these things?
Maybe it's from before.
And the sword with the crest.
It must just be a family object, a family heirloom or something.
Whose crest? What was the crest looking like again? Sorry.
It is a windmill. On the shield, before everything turned red, it was a windmill on a red field.
I think I want to take it.
I thought we weren't supposed to be touching anything.
No, I probably shouldn't touch it, but I want to touch it. I take my rapier and just sort of poke it, like just sort of pull it off the wall if I can.
As you touch it with your rapier, it feels like a normal sword. You can dislodge it from its holdings, its trappings, which are keeping it on the wall. It's just set up there to display.
Can I insight check it at all? Do I think this is like cursed in any way? I know like Bob is overly suspicious anyway, but like...
Why don't you give me an insight check?
And 19, because I'm suspicious.
Bob is suspicious, but the way you touch it and stuff, it's not bleeding, it's even rattling around as you move it. Seems like a sword.
I'm going to take it, and Bob just reaches up. And very much like when he found the half-broken sword, tries to look at the balance and moves it around a bit.
It's an old design and it's blunt, but it's workable. You can add a longsword to your inventory. Inventory. It's one of them words that I accidentally trained myself to say wrong, and now every time I say it, I have to correct myself. Inventory.
And I think while Bob is poking around, Talia's gonna kind of be like, well, I'm gonna poke around too. And she wants to... Well, she still believes that there might be something to what the kids said about the basement. But the stairs are the stairs all going up, or is there like a set of stairs down?
The stairs lead upwards, I believe. They do, they lead upwards.
So she's gonna go walk towards one of the doorways, hoping that she can like find like a way down.
Okay, so you have two doorways ahead of you, one on the left and one on the right. Both on the same wall. Oh, hang on, you've got even more doorways than that. There's
Oh, good God.
two doorways ahead of you, but as you move towards them, you can see that the wall isn't straight. There's actually an alcove in that wall over there. And there's another two doors in that alcove. So you actually have four doors on the wall opposite you. One door behind you. And the mantelpiece where Bob investigates the sword above the mantle.
I think she's gonna go to whichever door is closest. So probably like ahead on the right.
Okay. So like sort of one of the middle ones?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go for one of the middle ones before you get to the alcove, the door will push open easily. It's hardly even a door. It doesn't have a latch. It's just like a swing to sort of door. Inside there is a small cloakroom. Very small. There are several black cloaks hanging from the hooks on the walls, and a top hat sits on a high shelf. Sophie, as your lantern light touches it for a moment, it looks as though there's a person standing there.
She kind of yells out and goes, "Ah!
What?
Nothing. It's that. Nothing. It's dead. It freaked me out. It just looked like a dude.
A dude.
Stall. It's a halfling. It's halfling slang. Sorry.
Yeah, it means like humanoid.
Person. Yeah.
I will remember that.
And she's like, I'm just trying to see, maybe the house is cursed, but maybe that isn't all a trick. We should see if we can find the basement, I guess.
That sounds like the opposite of a good idea. You want to go further in? Why don't we?
Well, did anybody try the door to see if we could leave?
I remember the last basement we went in. It was fun.
Admittedly, I did not. Though this hat looks pretty nifty.
And Suri's gonna like look really closely. She's not gonna touch it, but she's like so tempted. She really just wants to put the hat on.
Oh no! Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
It's just a hat.
I bet it's got a moth in it or something, like eggs, like bug eggs inside of it, deep in the top.
You really don't like moths, do you?
No, it's like, when you don't put a shoe on and it's outside all winter and you come back and it's like got eggs in it?
If it was a moth, it would have already drawn to the flame we have. It's probably something much worse in there.
Can I poke it with my dagger?
As you
Literally, we're all poking everything.
poke the hat with your dagger, it slides lightly along the surface, and you ever so slightly mar the point where you touch it.
Oh.
I mean, I bet
Can I try lift it off the thing, like with the dagger?
Yeah.
Sophie will take
It's just Barovia ruins people.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can
so
lift it.
she'll.
Does it?
Okay, so she'll lift it off with the dagger, and then peer up inside.
You can't really see because of the dancing, flickering lights. Like, they're not going in, so you'd have to take it closer to the light, but Sophie is retreating.
Doesn't look like there's moths.
No. No.
Ah.
Still holding on to Bob's tail. No.
He's like, oh, hey.
Going in circles
Get away
around
from me.
Bob.
Wrapping the tail around Bob's legs.
Gentle. It is attached to me now.
And then, okay, Suri's then gonna just get cocky and she's gonna put the hat on.
You are wearing a top hat.
That's it. There's no eggs in it.
Pretty
No,
cunning,
it's-
don't you think?
Well, it gives you that extra height you so crave.
Exactly. Now we're same height.
Monster in the basement, the monster's in the basement, monsters are in the basement,
I think the monsters are in the basement.
What?
basement.
That's not okay. So that was not funny at all.
Hello.
Well, well.
Basement!
And
Who is saying that?
while they're
Okay.
quick question. Does it look like when they've been wandering around in this room, does it look like people actually like live here? Like, is it clean?
It's surprisingly
furnished?
clean. Yeah, there's no dust or anything. Even if you look back out towards the main hall where you came in, the gilded thing, the coat of arms is back to a golden windmill on a field of red. The paintings look fine. The doors are right there.
And Talia's been is convinced that this has all just been some like trick, that's like the blood shower was. So she's gonna go to the next door.
So hang on, to be clear, because you talked about trying to see if you could get out. Are you trying to test the doors that you came in? Or are you going to a different set of doors? And if so, which ones?
I think she's still looking for the basement. Like she still is thinking that there's something that they need help with. So she's looking like in the interior.
Okay. So you've got the door on the left of the door that you went into and found a cloakroom, or you've got 2 doors on your right.
The door to the left. She's just gonna kind of work through and see if she sees stairs. She's expecting like you find a door that leads stairs down. And,
How do you open this door? Are you
Slowly.
cautious? Slowly? Okay.
Yeah.
So the door opens slowly, revealing a wood-paneled dining room with a carved mahogany table. Even people behind you will be able to see this as large paneled windows shine moonlight into the room. However, looking at the windows, it's like looking at clouded glass, as these windows are either heavily frosted or the mist outside has thickened greatly. There's 8 high-back chairs with sculpted armrests and cushioned seats. A crystal chandelier hangs above the table, with resplendent silverware and crystalware polished to a dazzling shine. There is another marble fireplace in this room on the same wall as the room before. It's a mahogany frame on this one. There is another marble fireplace, and above it is a mahogany framed painting of an alpine vale. There is more wall paneling carved with elegant images of deer among the trees. Red silk drapes cover the windows. There's tapestries depicting hunting dogs and horse-mounted aristocrats chasing after a wolf. They hang from iron rods bolted to the south wall.
This is decorated.
It's also not the basement.
No, still not the basement.
So you're
And
saying
since
We gotta go deeper.
No, we don't have to go anywhere. We could just sit. Let's just sit in the chairs. We don't have to.
Are you walking into the dining room?
Bob will.
Well, as you do so, you can see that one of the other doors from that alcove also leads into this room. There is a second door leading back into the room before you.
well, still no basement. And Talia looks at the other group and she's like, "You guys can stay here, but while we're like, we can't leave with that mist outside, so we might as well look around."
It's true. It's true.
And
We
then Bob looks back at Sophie's like, "Your favorite children are outside." Like with a smile sort of curling up at his lips.
Basement.
And Talia will go and try the last door, I guess. But
Before we leave this room, does Suri walk into it to look around?
Yes.
As Suri passes into the moonlight, you will see her face become covered with the image of one of the aristocrats from the paintings in the main hall. This has no effect on Suri. Suri is not aware, but the rest of you will see a man with a dainty moustache below the top hat. Still Suri's height.
When did she grow facial hair?
What?
Can't feel anything.
And he's just sort of pointing at your face like, why do you like me?
Yeah, you've never done that before.
Are you like me?
Is
And-
my werewolf showing?
I will immediately just sort of have a quick like shake and shiver, and I will turn into the man that I see on Suri's face.
Well, that's a strange decision of disguise.
That's what you look.
But I like your top hat.
Is what you look like right now.
Oh,
Wow.
wait.
All this gold is for me?
Suri's gonna take off the top hat. How about now?
You stay looking like the person.
I don't understand. And he looks over at Talia and sort of back at Sophie.
Who's feeling very lost without a tail to hold and with her sister looking like a man.
These are very confusing times.
So we step out of the moonlight.
Mm.
It's Sophie. It's Siri again. You don't turn into Sophie. You remain Siri.
Whoa, go back.
Huh?
Okay, we could do this one night.
The man does not reappear. Must have been a trick of the mind.
Okay, I wasn't the only one who saw that, right?
No, definitely. I saw it.
Do you-
Ever since we got here, we've been seeing things that aren't there.
Suri, do you feel any different? I didn't mean alive, I meant different.
Not feel the same me.
Okay. Well, off we go then. And he just turns and keeps going. This place has some weird shit.
So you have one more door along this wall, another door at the bottom of the stairs, and the stairs.
Talia's gonna try the door at the bottom of the stairs, thinking stairs. Maybe there's stairs and the stairs.
Mm-hmm. So again, as you open this ornate door, there is another room ahead of you. This one, there is no light coming through the windows whatsoever. This oak-panelled room looks like a hunter's den. There's a stag's head above the mantelpiece, and around the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. Taxidermy. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, with an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above the cloth-covered table surrounded by 4 chairs.
And I picture this as like every time Talia opens the door, there's like 3 heads like around her that like poke and peer in.
So as Sophie holds up her light, you can also see 2 cabinets standing against the walls.
2 people stuff animals. I don't get it. It's quite rude.
And Talia's like, still not stairs. Then she walks towards the next door.
Like, Bob is really looking at these stuffed wolves. He's just sort of trying to get like right up and sort of look at them, and every now and then he sort of wiggles his nose to change his nose into maybe like one of the wolf snouts or something, just testing.
Mm-hmm. Bob, roll me initiative. Just Bob.
No. Got an 8.
On an 8, the stuffed wolf dives for your throat. The rest of you will see Bob fall over.
Bob?
The wolf is gone.
Hang on, so can I still see the wolf, or
The wolf goes back to being taxidermy.
Bob will immediately stand up and pull out his rapier and, breathing heavily, just point it at the wolf, just like, no,
From this point in the
What
room,
happened?
you can see into the cabinets. One of them seems to be adorned with weapons.
Don't trust anything. This thing is supposed to be dead and stuffed, and it just went for my throat. And like, Bob will just hack the thing's head off.
The wolf's head falls
just a
off,
head.
and sand pours out.
And he's quite pale. He's like, I hate this place.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. This stuffed animal just went for my throat.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's not the best thing to happen.
And he's like literally just glaring at the others, not going near them, but he's glaring at them.
Stab those ones.
No,
Might make you feel better.
I don't want them to wake up.
Provoke them. You don't provoke them.
What's in the cabinet?
Looking in the cabinet, it looks like this isn't like a traditional glass display cabinet. This is more of a wooden cabinet, but you can see through the gaps in the wood. It looks like weaponry behind there. You can see what looks like maybe a crossbow string, that sort of thing. Some defining thing. You can see just one thing that makes you think it's full of weapons.
Bob's too busy eyeing up these other wolves. He's not turning his back on them.
I guess Suri will happily go forward and take a look in the cabinets and take them out.
The cabinet is locked.
Hey, did I teach you nothing about locked things?
Oh, I remember.
Can I lockpick the cabinet?
Of course you can. I will need a thieves' tools check. This looks like a difficult lock to pick. There's about 4 barrels, and it will probably require a DC check of around 15 with your thieves' tools.
Here we go.
Yeah, anyway.
That's commitment right there.
Right, I have thieves' tools. Don't at me. Okay. What do I normally roll for this, by the way?
If thieves' tools aren't on your character sheet, you can roll sleight of hand.
Okay. With sleight of hand, that makes it a 17.
The door pops open. There's a click, the door pops open.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Inside, there is a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, a hand crossbow, and a number of bolts. I don't track ammunition, so I won't tell you how much, but there's enough for each weapon to be well armed.
Ta-da!
There is a second cabinet.
This one? Open this one too? Everyone? Because this could come in handy.
And she'll, like, toss, like, everything out of the cupboards.
So what weapons were they, sorry, again?
A heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow. So a great big one, a little light one, and a single hand one.
Because
Just in case you all weren't
again.
sure.
Alright, I'll open up the other one as well.
Like Bob is slowly picking up the weapons and just, if no one's taken them, just slowly attaching them to his back until we're out of the place.
Okay.
Oh, can I use my one of my nat 20s?
To what, unlock the door?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course you can.
cool. I might as well.
You use a nat
Got it.
20. Unfortunately, the door does not unlock.
Ah, bugger.
As much as you
Oh.
rattle your things around, it just won't unlock. You can't get it to unlock. You can't hear that audible click. It's like the door's already unlocked.
After minutes.
The delivery on that was excellent.
Surrey. Fucking hell. After minutes of Surrey just like going almost like for ages like
Inside, there is a deck of playing cards and an assortment of wine glasses.
In case any of us need to party.
If anyone... Okay, chat, if you think I did that just to troll, verbatim. Verbatim.
There's some cards here. And some wine glasses. We could play poker later.
Yeah, let's ask the little kids outside if they want to play poker.
You never know, they may know solitaire.
This old man.
The only solitaire they know is being left in solitary confinement. Die.
What was that? Did you hear that?
More creepy kids singing.
It sounded like it came from outside.
As long as it stays outside, I don't care.
Sophie's gonna yell through the wall, I knew you guys were liars!
At this point, Suri's gonna jump down and pick up like that little hand crossbow. And just start like, looking twitchily around.
Are you Resident Eviling it now?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, there's another door in. If you want to go back into the main room,
Yeah.
there is another door and some stairs. We've had so many raids today. Big shout out to everyone who's raided. Alex, you started it. We had Lindy come in after. We've had Unmade Gaming. We've had so many raids today. Thank you all. Welcome to the Curse of Strahd. Sit down and get scared.
And Talia's gonna try the last door. Because she really thinks there's a basement somewhere.
This leads to a kitchen area.
Not a basement.
The kitchen area is tidy, with dishware, cookware, and utensils neatly placed on the shelves. A work table has a cutting board and a rolling pin atop. A stone dome-shaped oven stands near the east wall, its bent iron stovepipe connecting to a hole in the ceiling. Behind the stove and to the left is a thin door.
I imagine she does this while they're still lock picking, and so she's gonna call back to the group. She's like, I found the kitchen.
Oh, there might be food.
And she's gonna go like scrambling on up to Talia with the hopes of food.
And I think Talia will go inside the kitchen. She's guessing that thin door is the pantry. And she's just gonna look inside and confirm.
The thin door is indeed the pantry. It is well stocked.
Well, there's snacks if anybody's hungry.
Always.
But
As you turn around from the pantry to address the group, you can see against the wall where you came in, there is a very small door halfway up the wall on the other side. It looks like a dumbwaiter door.
Like a dumbwaiter? And she's gonna she was gonna walk towards the dumbwaiter, and she's like, I don't even know if this house even has a basement. And she wants to open the dumbwaiter door, slowly, carefully, and look in and see if it actually goes any farther down, or if it just stops.
There is a wooden elevator box.
And does it have like the rope or whatever to like be able to move it? So she's gonna move it and see if it'll go farther down, to like see if there's actually another floor to this house.
It doesn't seem to move down.
She's like, this house doesn't even have a basement. We're hearing noises about basements. We're opening all these doors and there's no basement.
Let's just like break the floor, maybe. Just go straight down.
Go upstairs. The only way left is up.
It's got to be a secret door or something.
The dumbwaiter is about 2 feet by 2 feet. So, I mean, Sophie's got too big thanks to wild magic surges, but Talia, as you look at it, you reckon you could possibly fit Suri into it if she was bendy.
We doing this?
And Talia's gonna look at Suri and she'll be like, if you wanted to, you could go take a peek upstairs and then we could bring you back down. But I don't expect you. Huh?
On my own.
Yeah, you'd be on your own. Or we could just go up the stairs. We can just go upstairs.
I don't want to leave a halfling who has
That does seem silly.
who changes her face to a man on her own.
I don't even know how I do that. I'm full of skills that I didn't know I even possessed.
Good thing so.
And Talia's just gonna close the dumbwaiter door back.
Mm-hmm.
I will go upstairs first.
As you walk back into the main hall, thunder rolls. Rolls a 6. As it rolls, lightning fills the room for a second, and all of the wooden paneling around you no longer looks like vines and flowers dancing amidst the fairies. Instead, it looks like snakes worked around skulls and lilies.
That's more fitting for where we are now. It's very Barovian.
It's just another mind game.
Right. Just it's all in the mind.
From along the floor below you, you hear the scraping of nails along the floorboards.
Sorry, was that above us? or
Below you.
Below.
Like,
Is there?
under our feet, or
Hmm?
like literally under our feet, or
No, just along the floor. Not deliberately under your feet, but...
At this point, if there isn't like a surface, like a cabinet or something that Suri can climb up on, she's going to be climbing up either Talia or Bob. Maybe even Sophie.
Nope.
And-
No.
Talia's like, it's just noises. It's just we're just hearing something wrong.
so is Bob now standing here with 2 halflings attached to him?
Yes.
Okay. He will
You have
sort of
Suri
like,
who's climbed up Sophie, who's already going up.
he sort of
You know
like
how like those little kids like stand on like hold on to adult legs and like they have to lift up their feet? That's just
he
Bob
sort
right now.
of tries to readjust, but he will keep walking. He just walk.
As
Okay.
you make your way upstairs, do any of you look back at the room below?
No turning back.
I don't think Bob would. I think
Sophie's-
Bob was on a mission.
Yeah, Sophie's very Monka-esque right now, so she's like looking around.
Your eyes will be drawn to the center of the foyer, where through the floorboards slowly a head comes up. It looks like an older version of the girl you saw outside, but with large snout, large ears. It floats slowly above the floorboards until it stands looming in the corridor. Shadows are cast amongst its features, so all you can see are its pointed ears with ribbons hanging down.
Sophie, you okay back there? As Bob is walking up.
Look.
What?
Looking at me. It's looking at me.
Lightning flashes again and the creature is gone.
Suri's always looking at you. I don't understand.
No. There was like the thing with the wolf where it jumped at you. There was a person standing there and it had the ears and it was like the girl from outside, but she was like, but then she's
Lightning flashes again. She's 6 feet closer to the stairs.
Sophie
Bob is turning around. His
scream and then go around the other side of Bob.
And I feel like Talia looked back in between and she didn't see anything.
Okay, so Bob has turned around to look, so I'm assuming Sophie is now wrapped around his shoulders, like back, sort of.
Can I do like some kind of like acrobatics check to see if I climbed up Bob?
Yeah, please do.
Climb up Bob.
I would like to check acrobatics to see if I can.
Anyone who looks back this time will see
22 total.
will see the creature still as it walks towards the stairs slowly.
Bob will pull Talia, and just pull behind him. And he'll have his rapier out. And he's... Don't make eye contact with it. I need you to tell me where the steps are and guide me up the stairs without me turning my back on it.
The stairs are surprisingly quiet as you guys maneuver on them. They don't creak like you heard earlier.
I'd just like to point out that Sophie's on Bob's back and one arm is over one of their shoulders with a lantern, and then she's pulled her dagger out of her other hand and is like pointing it at the thing.
Like Bob has this inside of his peripheral, and he's got his rapier out and he's pulling Talia behind.
Well, and I feel like now Talia has a hand, but she can't have a hand on Bob's shoulder, so she's got a hand on Sophie's shoulder, trying to very carefully lead them back up the stairs backwards.
I'm sorry, there's not enough Bob to go around.
As this shadowed creature steps on the first step, there is a loud groan from the stairs as it feels as though it's warping and moving.
And he goes, "Who are you?"
Takes another slow step up the stairs.
Speak to me.
It's closer. The stairs groan under the weight.
Bob will immediately shift into what's facing him.
You can't see what it looks like. It's mainly shadowed.
Okay. He will become a huge orc and take up as much of the stairway as possible.
And Sophie raises up
And his voice will drop a little. He's like, "I said, who are you?"
Creature takes another step.
And Bob holds out his rapier, still walking backwards, if Talia's guiding.
The creature takes another step into the point of your rapier, and the rapier passes straight through them. They take another step.
And Bob looks dead. Well, that's not good. And he'll reach back with his other free arm to find the broken sword.
I'll hand it.
And just Bob's hand, hands going back, and it's literally tapping, "Give me the sword, give me the sword." And he'll pull it down and just...
The creature takes another step. The sword has no effect on it.
Bob will slowly put it back. Or pass it back.
How close are we to the top of the stairs?
Well, you're getting pretty close now. But as you do, the creature takes another step, and it's going to step into your space, Bob.
Bob, who is just a massive orc right now,
Mm-hmm.
will step forward.
As you and the creature combine, you feel your blood run cold. Alice, can you please describe for me, before Barovia, the scariest moment in Bob's life?
The scariest moment in Bob's life was probably when Talia did something real stupid as a child and either fell in a river or almost got hit by a cart or something happened. And he thought that whilst under his protection he had lost her. Maybe it was a creature or something. And that was probably the scariest.
You are there right now. Your hands are bound behind your back. Your knees are jelly. You can't move them. As you are witnessing Talia drowning in the river nearby. In the past, you were able to dive in and rescue her. But trying to will your legs at the moment, there's no way.
For those who are currently either, well, nearby or on Bob, you will just feel his breathing get faster and faster, and his whole body starts changing dramatically from orc to tabaxi to changeling to everything.
The
and
creature
not necessarily all at the same time.
will take another step, and it steps into Sophie. Sophie, can you please describe for me the happiest moment of Sophie's life?
Oh God. Happiest moment of Sophie's life. Probably had to be after her and Suri left home, when she was able to buy the first hot meal for her sister that she had been able to since they were kids, since they were at home with their mom. So the first time that she was able to get an honest meal without stealing for her sister, even if she couldn't feed herself. Probably that moment.
And would this have been in a tavern, or?
Probably, yeah.
Would it have maybe been like a stew or something like that, maybe? Or?
Absolutely, and it wasn't like a cup of stew. It was finally a bowl.
Big
Nice
old bowl of stew. As you see Suri starting to eat the stew, she's got that big Suri smile that we mentioned earlier on her face, and you can see like the juices running down her chin as she's enjoying the stew. You see an eye float to the top in the stew broth, and Suri continues to eat gleefully, and you realize the stew is awfully red for a stew. And she's gleefully eating away. Suddenly the table begins to turn to ash, and the whole room is like bleak stones and ashen wood, as Fury is surely eating in a house of death. And the creature does not leave Sophie, but your vision passes and you return. So for Talia and Suri observing, the creature steps into Bob, steps into Sophie, and then disappears.
I think Bob might fall over. Like, not forwards, but he would fall back.
You can fall back into the top of the stairs altogether if you like.
I think it'd be more like he sits down.
Sophie, are you falling too?
If Bob is falling, yeah, definitely.
Can you make me a dexterity save, please? You're holding the lamp.
Ooh, come on. My dex saves are good.
You have a stack of 20. Okay.
I already rolled. I rolled a 16. My dex save is +5.
Oh, but we are using advantages as soon as we get the opportunity to, and you were all gifted an advantage earlier by Rhyme 45, so you can have a second roll anyway.
Go off the desk. I mean, it was a 15, so it was one lower.
16. You managed to keep hold of the lamp.
I think what the others, and maybe even Talia sees for the first time, is Bob becomes his original changeling form from the shock of everything. So, and it's actually a fairly young man, maybe 18, 17 sort of looking, and he's very pale, like white skin, white eyes, and just a mop of white hair. And he is in a heavy hood, which he has sort of pulled up as he's turned, and he's just trying to catch his breath.
You okay? You two got strange for a moment.
And Talia is gonna immediately go like kneel down next to Bob. Are we on the landing now? Like,
Yes, you've tumbled back into a room a similar size to the foyer downstairs. There are unlit lamps mounted on the walls, and it seems elegant. Hanging above the mantelpiece on the other side of the room, similar to the room downstairs, is a wood-frame portrait of the family that look very similar to the two children you saw outside. Cradled in what you can imagine is the father's arms is a swaddled baby, which does not match the two. The two children are in the portrait with two older adults. There's also a baby in the father's arms, which you have not seen yet. Thank you very much for your subscriptions, you guys. Potato Hollow gifting subs, Melhadale gifting subs. I may have to turn the sound off though.
So
Oh, sorry, I haven't described the rest of the room, have I? I got distracted. The mother is looking at the child with a hint of scorn in the painting.
Oh.
There are standing suits of armor that flank the two wooden doors on the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths. And the red marble staircase continues to spiral up. A cold draft comes down the steps.
Anybody else feel like they can cut diamonds right now?
I think at this point Talia though has kind of kneeled down kind of in front of Bob and she doesn't really know what to say, but she's just trying to like be there and make sure Bob can see that she's all right.
He probably looks up briefly, still in shock, and he sort of reaches out and puts his hands on your shoulders, and he doesn't say anything, but it's like he's looking over you to check that you're okay and that you are there. And he's like, sorry. And he quickly has a bit of like a shake off and shivers back into his tabaxi form. Let's go.
And Talia just looks at Bob. She's like, you good?
Of course I'm good. He's not. He doesn't look at it, but like he's breathing heavily still. But he stands up, and he effectively just picks up Sophie and starts walking up the stairs.
Up the stairs. You
Hello?
carry on up the stairs. You don't want to go into this
Oh
room.
no, sorry. I thought I was on the landing, so I thought I was still had to go.
Yeah,
in the
you've tumbled into this. It's sort of
Next
like
floor.
it's a spiral staircase which stays flat for a moment, so that you can enter and exit this floor as you please. But the stairs continue upwards as you get to the curvature of the next wall.
Hello? Any creatures in here? Any spooky children? Anything that wants to kill us? I have a top hat, and I'm not afraid to use it or to give it to you.
And
And-
Talia's gonna step into the room, but like step further into the room, and look around and see. And just see if there's any other doorways, if there's anything.
Yeah, so you've got.
Is this?
Oh, you're looking for like what's doors in that aren't the two big doors, or?
Yeah, just to try and see if there, like, how many, counting the exits, kind of this room.
Okay. Why don't you give me a perception check?
Looks like we got a new friend.
Dirty 20.
Thank you for the raid, Greyhawk channel. With dirty 20, you can see as you look around for just to make sure this room is what it seems. The doors are the only doors in the room with the dancing youths, but they aren't dancing. They are fighting off swarms of bats.
And she's immediately gonna look up and make sure there's like nothing on this ceiling.
So he's gonna check under any other surfaces, like using her low stature to her advantage.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing, unfortunately. There is, you've got these doors which are carved. If Talia points it out, or if you also get a fairly decent perception roll, you can see these children aren't dancing at all. They're not capering, they're screaming and fighting off bats which are attacking them.
I think Talia says something like, first we have wolves and now we have bats, and gestures to them.
As you say that, one of the wolf-headed suits of armor turns its head towards you, Talia. And it stays like that.
Okay, I can't know. And Bob just pulls out his rapier and the crossbow and just starts walking up the stairs. Just goes. I don't know what it is. I'm going to kill it now.
And Talia's curious about the room, but she's gonna follow Bob because she's like really worried about him, which is a weird feeling.
I'm also following Bob because I'm on Bob.
Yeah, Sophie's still on Bob.
Which actually, while Bob is going up the stairs, Sophie kind of like leans down and goes, "Did you see something weird when it walked through us?"
I did. I didn't like what I saw.
Okay.
And you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, stay with me, you'll be fine. Like, Bob is feeling like a full possum right now, the way these halflings are clinging to him. But he's just like, you stay close and be fine. And then we'll kill it. We'll leave here. And we'll go home.
As you get to the top of the stairs, you come to a dusty balcony. The stairs plateau. There is a suit of black plate armor standing against one wall, draped in cobwebs. Oil lamps are mounted on the oak-panelled walls, which are carved with woodland scenes of trees, falling leaves, and tiny critters.
So there are no more doors.
Yes, sorry, there are more doors. There is a double door around the corner, to the right of the suit of armor. The corridor goes round, so you can't see fully around the corner either. And to the left of the suit of armor, there is one door on the wall with the suit of armor, and one wall to the left of that on the left wall.
Bob will walk to the closest door and boot it in.
Well, you have a choice. You can either go to the left of the suit of armor, or you can go to the right of the suit of armor to the double doors. They are a similar distance.
He'll probably see double doors and just boot them.
The double doors bang open noisily. The stained glass set in them cracks as it hits the wall. The dusty cobwebs fill the master bedroom. It has burgundy drapes covering the windows, and furnishings include a 4-poster bed with embroidered curtains and tattered gossamer veils. A matching pair of empty wardrobes which hang open. A vanity with a wooden frame mirror and a jewelry box sits in front of the mirror. There is a padded chair there also. A rotting tiger skin rug lies on the floor in front of the fireplace. Above the fireplace, there is a dust-covered portrait of the couple you saw below, Son's children. It seems as though there is also a parlor area in the corner, but again, that is slightly out of view.
I would like to go to the music box.
Mm-hmm.
And she's actually going to try and get Sophie to come with her.
Bob is just looking around. He's looking sort of at this. He's in tabaxi form right now, so he's looking in disgust at this tiger rug. Like, he's feeling a little. And he's looking around, but he won't stop anyone from doing anything.
She kind of like taps Bob a little on the shoulder and just kind of like points like down.
And he just sort of just tips slightly sideways for you.
Tie it off with her lantern and walk over to Story and
Look, it's like the one Grandma used to have.
maybe it's kind of creepy in this situation. You gonna play it?
Yeah.
Suri's gonna. Is it like the music box where you like open up the like thing, and then it plays?
There is a small
Or is it
latch
like-
where you can open. There is no wind on this. It just looks like a box
Okay.
from the outside.
So yeah, Suri's just gonna like flick open the latch.
Yeah.
And like lift it up.
The inside is lined with silver and gold filigree. This box is clearly worth an amount of money. It contains 3 gold rings and a thin necklace of silvery material, but you're good enough. You've worked the streets long enough to know that it's a more expensive metal than silver. And there seems to be a gem, perhaps topaz, set into it.
Oh. It's just like Grandma's. Lots of
Oh,
jewelry.
it's a little bit better than Grandma's.
Oh, yeah. You think they're gonna miss it?
I think they're all dead. Kind of like Grandma.
Yeah.
So Suri's gonna kind of
Don't just
make sure that Bob and like Talia aren't looking like
like Sophie will, like open up her shirt for the rest of it. Like,
I'm going to give you an appraisal as a player. Your character does not know how much these items are worth, but I'd like you to write them in your character sheet correctly. The box itself is worth 75 gold pieces. The 3 gold rings are worth 25 gold pieces each. And the necklace is actually a platinum necklace with a topaz pendant, and it's worth 750 gold pieces.
You have to survive Barovia to sell this, by the way.
I was just surprised by the 75 gold box.
So
And
wait,
then the
3
necklace.
rings worth 25 each.
3 gold rings and a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant.
And that was worth...
750 gold pieces.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna assume that we're not smart enough to realize that we should take the box too.
It is in line with silver and gold filigree.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay.
I got an
It looks
axe
fancy.
Opens the flap real quick and just shoves.
Yeah.
You know, like Princess Diaries when she's shoving the box in the backpack.
Yes!
Shaking it around. She's just shoving it in there. Smacking it around a little bit.
Are they now? That's interesting. Yes, they are. Thank you very much, Kit Battlebeard, who cheers to have some more advantages for each players because it'll be spoopy.
Hey!
It is spoopy.
So whilst I'm doing that, what are the rest of you doing?
I think Talia peeked around and wanted to see what was in the parlor area, like wanted to get a better look to make sure there wasn't like
Yes, of course.
something sneaking.
The web-filled parlor area in the southwest corner contains a table and 2 chairs. Resting on the dusty tablecloth is an empty porcelain bowl and matching jug. There is a door, 2 doors in this parlor area. One to the left as you approach it and one to the right as you approach it. So many doors in this house. So many.
It's a big house. And I think Talia at this point is going to look back and she's going to say to them, like, those kids said they had parents, right?
Right.
We haven't seen anyone else in here.
No, but we've heard them.
But,
Those kids were dirty little liars.
and you said that this was like, you said web filled, so it was like it's,
Mm-hmm. You can see the 2 doors. One is wooden paneled, definitely looks like an internal door. The other is a glass sort of like patio door that looks as though it might open out onto a
balcony or something.
a balcony, but it's very misty beyond this door, so it's difficult to see what is beyond. You keep the same numbers as before. Siri, could you please roll me a 1d 544?
Oh, goodness.
Thank you very much. We are up to 22 retweets.
184.
Please carry on, Talia.
I think she wants to step inside. She's assuming that this interior door is probably just one of the other doors to the hallway. But she wants to check and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And I think as she's looking around, she's noticed that this doesn't seem as maybe clean or as lived in as downstairs.
There is a definite contrast.
Which like she's just kind of confused by that. And I think she walks back to the group and she just says, guys, I felt like downstairs it felt like there had been people here. But there's there, and she like gestures to the dust and the cobwebs, and she's like, but there's definitely nobody up here.
Well, nothing alive anyway. And Bob will be going through drawers. He'll be going through drawers, he'll be going through cupboards, he'll be looking under the bed, he'll be looking on top of the four-poster bed. Checking the entire room.
Can you please make me a Constitution saving throw, as you are kicking up a lot of dust?
Yes.
Hoarse is the best word to describe you, as dust chokes your lungs and you just inhale lots and lots of dust. And at one point, when you climb up on top of the bed, you can see dust mites crawling across the top of the bed mount. The bed looks like it's writhing. There's so many mites on it.
He's coughing and spluttering, and just climbs back down, and will probably just step outside the room.
Which door do you step out of?
The one we came in.
The one we came in, back with the black plate mail armor.
And I think Talia is just gonna kind of shrug and be like, there's nothing here. And head back out into the hallway with Bob, and she's gonna look at Bob and she's gonna be like, I wonder what happened to the baby.
I don't want to know.
She's like, how can you not want to know?
I don't want to know because I don't like the children of Barovia.
Don't like anything of Barovia. Not that I can blame you.
And he'll walk around to the other door, the other side of the plate. In fact, no, he'll probably look at the suit of armor first. Can I insight check it? Can I literally just...
As soon as you get within 5 feet of it, it begins to move.
Oh, shit.
Lost myself slightly.
Bob will instinctively put an arm out and back up and push Talia again back. Like, not behind him or anything at the side, but has an arm maybe in front of her. It probably won't do anything, but it's in his head he's doing something.
Mm-hmm. So you head towards this, as this thing, it immediately comes to life and begins trying to attack you. As soon as I find the character sheet for this creature. Because...
I will roll initiative.
Yes.
19. Bob is so like, I don't trust anything, I am ready.
Yeah. You're like on edge.
Yeah, just no.
And since Talia's out in the hallway, I rolled initiative too, but she's so distracted by trying to figure out what's going on in this house, she doesn't even notice and rolls a 4. Which means
Thank
she
you
rolled a
very
nat
much
1.
For all of the subs, you guys. So you rolled a nat 1, fantastic. And if anyone else would like to roll the nat 1 as well, you can hear the creak of metal and the groaning of joints as this armor moves and begins walking black plate towards Bob.
And Bob already has his rapier out and is backing up and, as I said, pushing Talia sort of out of the way as he starts squaring up to this.
So at the moment you have the initiative, Bob. Unless
Bob.
Rachel beats you if she decides to join in.
Well, were Suri and Sophie in vision of it?
You can
we,
hear it.
like-
You can hear it, and if Bob alerts you, you can
I'm
join in.
fast. Yeah, I'd like to get in on
Yeah,
it.
you've got extra 10 feet of movement. And Suri,
Yeah.
you definitely hear it, because I'm not telling you what your Wild Magic Surge does, but I'm going to use its effects against you. Sophie, you see Suri's ears pick up, you hear a shriek from Bob, something is wrong in the hallway.
My good friend Bob is in trouble. I need that tail to be safe.
Yeah, it's my tail's in trouble, not Bob.
Oh. That's
We
a
will
23 total for me.
de-spoopify Curse of Strahd if it's like if it kills us.
Yep. So that's 23 total for my initiative.
Yeah, you win. You can. So, what would you like to do with your initiative?
How far away are they from me?
They're just in the corridor outside. I don't think the whole floor is far enough for you not to be able to reach someone.
Perfect. Okay. So, Sophie's getting really tired of all this spooky stuff. She really doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And so she hurries out into the hallway and sees this suit of armor kind of standing in front of Bob and Talia. And since she's shorter, she's going to try, like, to her advantage, take out one of her daggers and, like, stab the back of the knee of the suit of armor, like where the pieces connect, to see if there's, like, anything see if that does anything. Because on a normal person, that would hurt.
We're going to make an attack roll, okay? But you're going to roll a 1. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow.
So your knife goes straight between the joints of the knee and into the back of the leg, but it has no effect on the creature.
Sorry.
Bob, seeing this, not in a panic, but will attack very quickly.
Roll a 1, thank you.
Roll a 1, okay.
Your rapier, as you go to strike it, its hand just grips, or not grips, but just knocks your hand away, so you can't make an attack. To be clear, just so we're all aware of what we've all got, I have 3 nat 20s and 4 nat 1s. Madam Gandalf has 5 nat 20s and 3 nat 1s, 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage. Kelly has 6 nat 20s, 2 advantages and 1 nat 1. Alice has now got 5 nat 20s and 2 advantages. Rachel has 4 nat 20s and 2 nat 1s. And it's the armor's turn. The armor takes its great fist and gets ready to attack you, Bob. Not using a nat 1, he rolls. Does a nat 20 hit you?
Yes, it does. I forget I can call nat 1s on you. I need to remember that.
It does 7 points of bludgeoning damage. However, the armor has a second attack, for it has 2 fists. It makes a second slam attack at you. It rolls. Does a nat 20 hit you?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Am I not allowed to use a nat 1 on a second attack?
Of course you can. That's what I did the countdown
He's gonna
for.
do it.
Is it too late now?
Yeah, I just rolled a nat 20. You're not taking my nat 20 from
Okay.
me.
No, I don't.
take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Actually, I'll tell you what. If you want, you can reduce that to a miss, but it will cost 2 nat 1s, not
No.
1.
It's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. I'll tell you that because you rolled beforehand.
Okay. So in this round, you have taken a total of 19 damage, and it is now, I believe, Siri's turn. Siri,
Okay.
you have heard everything that is going on in the corridor with ridiculous detail.
First thing I'm gonna do is actually relay that to Sophie. I'm like,
So
Sophie's already, she was the first one to attack. She's out there already.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then Siri's going to pull out her dagger and her little mini crossbow, and she's going to like kind of stand by like the door frame and then kind of peer out and see if she can quick aim at anything. That is not part of her party.
You can see the suit of armor down the corridor attacking Bob.
All right, then she's gonna quick aim
Can I
at the suit of armor.
roll before you roll? Roll me a flip a coin. 1d2.
Okay.
A 1. This will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
To use up your disadvantages and advantages.
Cool. All right, so. Well, I didn't roll particularly brilliant on either of them. One was a 3,
Oh.
and the other was a nat 1.
Boom. You fire a crossbow bolt. It lands.
Please don't hit Bob.
It fires past your party members, very close to Bob, but doesn't hit Bob, and lands in some of the wooden paneling. The wooden paneling seems to slowly absorb the bolt and looks normal again. Anything else you'd like to do?
Apologize. Sorry.
Well, we go back to the top of the round. Sophie.
Talia hasn't gone.
Me?
Oh, yes, no, sorry, with a nat 1, sorry. I had a hold house rule where if you rolled a nat 1, I made you skip a go. But I dropped that when I started streaming because it was mean. And we don't have 8 hours. Talia, it is your turn.
How is Bob looking? Bob?
Bob is not looking great. Knackered and probably a bit bloodied, actually.
So I think Talia clearly was not paying attention with her nat 1 initiative. And I think after what just happened with Bob freaking out, which was not normal, she's gonna use her turn to cast Cure Wounds on Bob.
Okay.
Rather than to try and hit anything.
I just love chat's comments at the moment on my old house nat 1 rule. That's terribly mean. Sounds like a good one to me. Like, so you feel revitalized, Bob, as this energy flushes through you, restoring 8 points of damage.
And how I imagine this actually playing out for everyone is this is the first time Talia's actually been able to cast like a spell. So I think she does it very instinctively. And she's scared and she goes to try and help Bob, and then this just happens and she's like confused afterwards. And I think that's the end of her turn.
So we go back to the top of the round, and Sophie, it is your turn.
Can I use a nat 20?
Yes, you can.
Sweet. All right. Like a little gerbil. She's just gonna try to jump on it and just.
Please roll me double damage for this campaign. If you haven't rolled a nat 20 and roll nat 20 and roll 20 doesn't do it for you, we'll just do damage twice.
All right. So that's my little dagger, which is the 1d4 plus 3. That's a 3. That was a 2. The 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 points of damage. The armor groans as you mar its surface and scratch it. The black seems to peel away from where your blade scratches along the surface like a nail on a chalkboard.
She's just yelling obscenities at it in halfling. Just only stuff that, like, Suri can understand. It's bad stuff. She's really mad about these kids. Like, ah!
Something to attack. I understand. Bob.
Is Sophie still on the suit of armor, or does she jump off after this?
She's just climbing on all kinds of things today.
I feel that I would like to use a nat 20 and be very careful of Sophie if possible.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as the cure wounds hits Bob, it's like he gets an adrenaline rush. And he starts to scream and morph back into this huge orc. And he will just charge this suit of armor and try and crush it against the wall.
Okay. Do you have the grappler feat?
Don't think so.
Because this would, I guess, we'll call this a using a impromptu weapon, which would be a sort of like using a dagger, the same sort of stats as that. Are you happy with that, or would you rather use a different weapon?
No, I'd rather use a different weapon if I'm going to charge it. I want it to be more of an impact than...
Yeah, but maybe when you get towards level 4, which I'm sure you'll survive that long, maybe, you would want to check out the grappler chart, the grappler feat, because then you can get more damage from your grapples.
Okay, then he's literally just going to take out his rapier and try and cut him from the top straight down to the bottom.
Okay.
So I just need to roll the thingy first so I can get the...
And you've got a nat 20 there as well, so you can just click it and it'll give you an automatic nat 20. 17 points of damage. Damn, Daniel. This creature takes a knee. As you try and cut it down lengthways, its legs go limp and it begins instead crawling towards you with just its arms.
That's the end of my turn.
Since it is the creature's turn, it is going to slam you.
From the floor?
Yeah.
Use your
it's
nat
gonna
1.
Punch you. Thank
from
you.
the floor.
Yeah, with a nat 1, it's using most of its energy to drag itself and can't land a good hit on you. It does have a second attack, though.
How many nat 1s do you have?
I have
Nat
three
1.
left now.
Yeah, use another one.
So these two slam attacks do nothing. Siri. The creature is crawling along the floor towards Bob, raking its body as it starts to leave plates of armor from the legs behind, as they just sort of, it crumbles from the waist downwards.
I would like to, kick its hands off.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's a plate of armor, right, that's crawling?
Mm-hmm.
So, its hands are removable.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to, like, panically run up and give a David Beckham kick.
Okay. It'll be a similar thing to the slam. We'll use your unarmed would naturally be 1, but since I feel like that's kind of pointless and no one will ever do it, we'll call it a impromptu weapon skill, which is 1d4 plus strength.
Sweet. All right, so
However, you're going to roll a nat 1 as the hand grips your ankle and begins like inching its way up your leg like a spider. Like the bottom fingers keep let go and the top ones grip, and then the ones let go and it just makes its way up your leg like this.
I should have poker faced my dice roll. So as soon as I showed excitement, Strahd was just like, "Nat 1."
I'm very sorry. It was actually like, okay, I didn't see your excitement. I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, hang on, I could grab her leg. Nat 1. And then I realized how excited you look and how crushed you look, and I felt bad. I'm sorry.
No, it makes for good plot. So I'm just there like, ah! And I'll start instead trying to shake the hand off my feet, I guess. Off my leg.
Talia, your turn.
So we've got like the top half of a suit of armor.
Now attached to
floor.
Siri, as Siri is
attached.
flailing around.
I think she's seen how these like physical attacks have not been working out very well. So she's gonna try and go for like the head of it with her greatsword.
Okay.
Hold on. Back to my core character sheet. 22.
That will hit. We'll use one of your advantages up as well, because any roll you make without thingy, we'll use one of those up. A 22 is a solid hit.
And 10 slashing damage.
The head comes careering from the body and crashes down the stairs. The body goes limp, but the fingers grip Suri's leg anyway. They stop moving though.
But they're just there's just like a gauntlet hanging off her leg, basically.
Essentially, yes.
Well, that's all I've got. So
We are now out of combat. As the creature head rolls down the floor, it goes limp and sinks into the slightly loamy carpet.
And I think Talia just starts laughing. Because this has just gotten so ridiculous. She's just like, whatever.
What's wrong with her? Out by this. Bob is now like, oh no.
I'm sorry. What about that? Ha 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 ha.
No, everyone just stop laughing.
She's starting. I'm not laughing. I'm making fun. Why?
This is just. We were just attacked by a suit of armor, and we're in this house, and there's all these noises coming from the walls.
Bob
And it's
is
just.
Bob is
She's
looking at
hysterical.
you with blood running down his face where he got hit by the suit of armor. Like,
and she stopped, and she's like, Bob, are you okay?
no, a suit of armor just came alive and punched me in the face.
I you know what I mean. Are you
Alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm alive. I think.
You still want to find the basement?
I don't.
To be honest, I would rather go outside, face the creepy children. If I have to kill them, I kill them.
What about the creepy mist?
I'll punch a kid in the throat. I'm gonna punch a kid in the throat. I don't care at this point. I'll do it.
That's
Like a
true.
5-year-old, 13-year-old. I'm gonna punch him in the throat.
And they
It's
say
true. We are
don't-
mightier than the child.
Can I also point out, I think it works both ways. Don't talk to strangers in future. Just
Don't talk to children in the future too.
just Bob's tips.
Technically, they did warn you not to speak to strangers. Just saying.
Tips
So we're
with
just gonna
Bob.
look at Talia again.
There has.
If you don't mind me, I'm going to excuse myself to the little girl's room.
Where are you going? Don't go to the bathroom on your own. No, not 1 minute. You get back here.
And you can see Talia's about to, like, you can almost see her mouth, like, move the words, like, there has to be a purpose for them being here. But
I
she
would
just
like-
doesn't say it. She just wants to pop
I
off
would
at
like
this
to
point.
leave. I would like to leave.
Can we just like break a window? Just jump out or something?
There was a balcony back there.
And yeah, let's just do something like that. It's better than how many other? I mean, this seems like a rich person's house, and there's probably at least like 7 more suits of armor because rich people just have them laying around, and who knows how many of those are gonna come around and punch Bob in the face.
I'll have you know that the armor at my mother's house doesn't turn into whatever that was.
Not yet.
The stuffed animals don't either.
I said, and she's well.
I'm never
There's
going back
that-
to your house again, Talia. Not doing it. Sorry.
There's the balcony in that other room. We were just in there. We can go stick a head outside and see if we can even leave, because that mist was coming in and behind us, and
I would rather face the mist right now.
well, then go face the mist.
I will. And he just starts walking into the other room to go to the balcony and have a look.
Is Bob a tabaxi again?
Yeah, he's a tabaxi again. On
She
the
will
tail.
gently grab your tail.
And be led into the room.
Yes. Holding the lantern up diligently.
And Talia follows, kind of shuffles, I guess. She's kind of, like, this whole time she's been very like, let's go, do the next thing, and she's just kind of defeated. She keeps trying to do new and exciting things, and they keep going terribly wrong.
Oh, welcome to Barovia.
I'm the one getting hurt.
She doesn't say it. You know?
She knows what she's thinking. But no, Bob will walk towards the balcony.
Like I say, it's like a set of patio-style doors. They have double handles that will open together. They open inwards.
I open them.
As you begin to move the handles, you feel pressure against the door. And as you begin to open them, you can feel the doors pushing against your hand as mist begins to roll into the room. I'm going to take a risk with the music here. I haven't tested this track.
Oh.
And the DM rolls a nat one on the music.
We'll go back to what I know. The door begins to open slowly, and a hand begins to come through the gap towards your face, Bob.
Bob will slap it away and be like, no, and quickly close the door again.
Please make me a dexterity check.
What, save or check? Like straight up dexterity or dexterity save?
Dexterity save, please.
How? I've got a +6. Like, how did I roll a 9?
You manage to close the doors, but the hand is cut off, and like mist, it evaporates. However, now the doors begin to rattle.
Okay, everybody out of the room. And he just turns around.
And the windows begin to rattle.
Okay.
I will usher everyone out of the room and just...
Okay. Okay. Whoa.
So,
The walls begin to rattle, the wooden paneling shaking, dust falling from the ceiling.
Bob is backing up. We're going back downstairs now.
A door opens in the wallway, revealing a stairway leading upstairs.
You know,
So,
this is how bad things start.
And I guess let's go knick-knack upstairs.
Well, we know that thing was downstairs that we ran upstairs away from.
Well, here we go. And Bob starts to walk up the stairs.
Yep. Up and away.
There is a bare hall up here, choked with dust and cobwebs. There is a door to the right, 2 doors ahead on either side, so it's sort of like a T-shaped room. At the top of the T there is a large-looking door. At the end there are 2 doorways on each side of the T, and at the fat base of the T, which runs alongside the stairs, there is another doorway.
Can you describe that again, Scrat? So we came up the stairs, and there's
So you come up the stairs. The stairs sort of make like a T shape. So like you're on the right-hand side of the T. In the
Okay.
center of the top of the T, you've got a door. At the other side of the T, there's 2 doors there. And in the bottom bit down there to your left, there is another door down there.
And so Talia's gonna go to the first door, so the one that's, I guess, in the middle of this T then, and open it.
This door is locked. It is held shut with a padlock.
Oh, surely it's your time to shine.
Well,
I mean-
wish me.
It could be locked for a reason.
Yeah.
Depends what you want me to do. I can go for it.
Do what I showed you. Come on.
Okay, okay.
And she'll attempt to pick the lock.
Please
I don't
do.
really trust the opinions of the people who own this house anyway. They probably lock up the good stuff.
Dexterity, say like a hand check with the thieves tool. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. That comes to a 16.
With 16, it's an effort. You feel a lockpick breaking in your hand, but just before it breaks, the lock pops open. You just made this difficulty check.
Well, and she's gonna unlock and push open the door.
Up the lantern.
This room is dominated by a bricked up window, flanked by 2 dusty wood framed beds sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on the sides and a doll's house. It's a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which you stand. These furnishings are draped in cobwebs. Lying in the middle of the floor are 2 small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of the 2 cradles the stuffed doll that you also recognize from the children outside. And that is where we're going to wrap up today's episode.
Bob never wanted to go to Barovia.
Sophie wanted to punch a child in the throat, right? Here's the children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I've
Clearly something beat you to it.
I've seen Sophie dig up bodies. I have no fear that she
I
would
will
touch
bury a
those.
child.
It's
She will
like-
bury a child.
Yeah, exactly. I have no doubt of this.
How'd you feel, guys? That was a spoopy episode, right? Everyone okay?
Yeah, that was a spoopy one. It was great.
I liked it.
So excited to go to sleep thinking of those creepy nursery rhyme songs. Oh god.
There was another one. There was another one that I didn't want to test live, just in
That
case.
last one
But
was creepy.
we'll do it now.
He played knick-knack on my
Oh, that's creepy.
That's
Oh,
not
I've
bad.
used-
Yeah.
I've
This
used
one's not
that
bad.
one. I've used that
The
one.
other one, the one that you were playing before, it was creepy, and then there was like, like in the background, that freaked me out.
There it is.
Yeah, this
This
one.
one.
So
Knick-knack,
yeah.
paddywhack.
So we'll wrap up with this in the background then, shall we? It's setting the right mood.
Ah!
Just like, wait, like, listen to it. It's. Wait, here it comes.
Right.
Or maybe not yet. Maybe it's the second verse. Whatever.
I
So yeah, it
used
started
this
with like
one-
I
I
think,
say I
Yeah.
used this one on Scrap.
have you now? I used it a long time ago on you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
Oh, wait.
us just
Through the
using
red
things
door.
against
There
each
it
other.
is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it. Creeps me out.
So, why don't we go round? Guys, I want a raid war cry for tonight. What are we going to take with us to the next stream to summarize? There's your raid call, says Potato Child. I will bury a child. That is...
Can you say that?
I'm not sure if we want to take that elsewhere. They may ask questions about the stream.
Grab the tail.
Grab the tail.
You want some
Grab
candy?
the tail.
Grab the tail. Grab the tail works.
Not you want some candy?
Like, no, we want some candy. Like, literally, we
I'm not trying to get arrested over here.
if I was raiding like Rachel or Alex, I would 100% go in with I would bury a child because I know they'd roughly understand.
We've had to be like, I'll just do things.
Oh, accused now, apologise later. That's a strong contender.
Oh, I like that one.
Oh. Accused now, apologize later. You can touch my tail.
These are great.
It's like,
These are great. Whilst we're deciding on those, why don't we go round and have a wrap up? We'll do it in reverse order this time. Shuri, Madam Gandalf, Alex, you started up for us with that wonderful recap of what happened before. And so you get to fade out first. What was your favourite moment? Where are you? Who can we find you? And all the other words which are arranged correctly to make sentences which make sense.
I think my favorite part has to be either when Sophie just kind of was being like pulled around by Bob and like holding onto Bob's tail and like little things like that when Sophie was doing that, or when Talia just kind of burst into a fit of laughter of like, this is so ridiculous, because to me that's just like, it sums up exactly how I feel. But I can tell that in the moment every character who is I think everybody else is a little bit like more eccentric in like everyone's eccentric in their own ways, but for having Talia, who's normally so like put together and so graceful, be the person being like, ha, this is ridiculous. Yeah, I really like that, where everyone else is like, oh god, she's lost it.
Yeah.
She's lost it.
We've lost the sensible one.
Exactly. So that was definitely a favorite part for me.
Everything just keeps bleeding, and she doesn't know how to feel anymore.
That might be our raid war cry right there. Everything just keeps bleeding.
And I also did like Sophie and Suri just like stuffing all the jewelry and whatnot into their like shirts while nobody else was looking. Just like, yeah, you know, let's definitely rob from this creepy house. What could possibly go wrong? But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much. And this is so beautifully appropriate for Halloween. Which is fantastic. But yeah, my name is Madam Gandalf. Total variety, cooking, D&D, gaming. Right now I'm playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII, which I believe is like Scrat and Alice's like favorite game like ever, from what they keep telling me. And it's an amazing journey. So yeah, please feel free to come by the Green Dragon Tavern and have a drink on me.
It's so funny watching Final Fantasy VII in your stream. It's become one of my favourite things. Not only because, first of all, I see all the things that I then need to go and scratch the itch and start playing myself. And like go and be like, I've done it, I've set everything right. But also when I'm in your chat watching and people like Ken and Drake and even Valdriamp and stuff who come in and know the game, they're like, why doesn't she do this? And I'm like, tee. It's great fun.
Yeah,
if you guys haven't seen it,
player.
Alex is playing it completely blind. She's never played it before. She's not using a guide or anything, which quite a few people didn't even do when it first came out. Quite a few people bought the game, then immediately went and bought the guide because it was too hard. I remember having friends like that. But no, Alex is like, what? We're nearly... Christ, we're nearly...
I've just finished the first disc, yeah.
We're nearly 20 years on from the release, and Alex is doing a full playthrough of it, blind. It's amazing. Go and watch it. I shouted Madam Gandalf up further in the chat. Go and watch it. We'll also raid her regularly because she has an amazing raid response, and we can use raid things like I will bury a child. You know.
Yeah.
So we'll carry on going reverse order the way we went round. So next up we will go to Bob, played by Alice.
Yeah, I loved this. I enjoyed the whole session. I liked it when everyone thought Talia had just gone crazy. I liked playing Bob as the changeling he is, just for a brief moment when you could see him. He became a possum mum to Sophie, and I think I enjoyed the whole just trying, not wanting to leave, and the creature walking up the stairs. I enjoyed Shuri investigating, being so suspicious of a top hat. There was so much I liked in this. I can't really, there's a lot. And also I like the difference between Talia going up to talk to the children and Suri offering them a sweet and being like, it's all good, and Bob and Sophie at the back like, hell no. Am I going near them?
Sophie and Bob were like, Talia and Suri in my headcanon got baited, whereas Sophie and Bob knew what was going down.
But yeah, other than that, I DM on the channel, I play on the channel. I'm actually running Eden tomorrow night, my own, I guess, which is slowly turning into a horror, especially after last week. No spoilers, because I think Kelly might be catching up on it later. But yeah, and when I'm not doing D&D, I am doing photography. I am a wedding and lifestyle portrait photographer, which is something else I do, and I'm starting to get some jobs in America, so it will be good to get maybe either see some of you guys or anything like that. There's no job too far, I guess. So yeah, I can't wait for next week. So awesome. Yeah.
Next, Kelly. Oh, hi Kelly, some questions.
Hi. So I'm a Kelly Lane on Twitter. If you want to find out what I'm doing, go check there. I'm here on Tuesdays, and then I just appear randomly in other places. On Sunday, I am doing a one-shot on the Other Doc's channel, or his spooky Halloween stuff going on. I'll be over there. You can check tweets on his Twitter or my Twitter. I have a lot of feelings. There's just so many feelings today. I think Scrat said it in our very first kind of debrief with the group, that the best part about playing this game is that because we are so lighthearted and we've got the, Merry and Pippin here with us, that it gives him room to get real creepy. The funnier we are, the creepier it can be, and I love it. I'm all about it.
Has anyone in chat as well noticed how Kelly's wall is nearly identical to the color of the mist in the overlay behind her? It genuinely looks like you're being swallowed by the mist.
Thank you to my generic apartment paint.
The Mists of Strahd, brought to you by Magnolia.
Oh, my favorite part, I don't know. I feel like the top hat moment was just so classic D&D of this is what happens. Everyone eventually becomes Bob and is suspicious of everything. And to me, it was just such a classic moment that I haven't gotten yet to quite enjoy. So I have to pick that, but goodness, there was so much. And I loved how it just kept getting creepier. And I can't believe we haven't even finished yet. We get more creepy house next week.
Oh yeah, you guys are still young to the creepy house. This is great. It's amazing. I'm going to stop that music. Rachel looks sad. I'll let it finish playing this time though.
But yeah, I like that we're getting to kind of see what's going on with all of our characters, and we're getting to really have some feelings. And I feel like Talia right now is she just wanted to go out and prove herself and have some adventure, and clearly she effed up. And it's kind of hit her now, and she's distraught a little.
Perfect. Right where I want you. Next, last but most certainly not least around the table. Although, to be fair, I don't think she streams anymore. I think she's quit. Rachel, oh hi.
It's not my fault. I have four guests in my house right now. It's very busy. But I have streamed once in this last week, and it's killing me. I miss it so much. But luckily, I'll be live tomorrow. Probably working on some art for this campaign as well as other D&D art as well. Oh, wow, yay! But yeah, my name is OBaby190, or Rachel. You're on Twitch.tv, and I am a variety streamer. I play D&D on multiple channels. I stream D&D on my channel on Thursdays. I do the art. I play the shooter games. I play the story games. I do a little bit of everything. And it's a good time, and I'm not quitting streaming. I'm just hanging out with my foreign friends. It's not my fault.
Of course, I'm only salty.
Showed up at my door.
I'm only.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm only salty.
The Norwegian and the Canadian.
I'm only salty because I used to spend as much time in Rachel's chat as I do in yours, Alex, and now I have no Rachel, so half my time is empty.
I'll be
That's
back.
the only reason I'm sad.
Starting again on the 23rd evening, 24th for sure. I'm back, and you cannot get rid of me. Anyways, but yeah. So, God, I feel like I'm just repeating what everyone else said with the favorite moments because there's so many. I really like the image of before Bob and Sophie were completely terrified by that thing coming up the stairs, when they were just kind of like pointing weapons at it, and it was like Sophie was blocking Bob's peripheral. So like if Bob wanted to look around, you couldn't because there's just happening on. I just really like that image. I love that. I really I really love the jewelry box thing because like for a split second, like while they were being so creeped out and they were in this environment, there was like they were normal for a split. They saw the glitter and they were like, ha, yes, and they took it. But I think like emotionally wise, like my favorite part was probably and even if Sophie didn't understand it, the moment when Talia used her magic for the first time, just kind of instinctually to help Bob. I thought that was a really, really cool moment. And I'm super excited for her. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell tonight.
Yes. I'm trying to remember, does Halloween fall on a Tuesday or falls on a Wednesday. So
Wednesday.
We'll be on All Hallows Eve.
Yes, because Eden will be Halloween. So.
Eden's on Halloween, but this will be on All Hallows Eve, and I'll make sure I bring something special to the table. I've got another week to prepare for it. You guys, it's going to be fun, okay? It's going to be exciting. I'll up the creepy. I'll make it scarier. I promise.
But I'm all in. Talia's not, but I am.
Talia's laughing hysterically in the corner.
Talia had a breakdown.
Yeah. Kelly's writing her next character so she can carry on smoothly, you know.
She's gonna go join the priest at that other church and just rock back and forth slowly.
As for me, you guys, if you're not already a part of my little social circle, you should be. Come and get in my Discord. It's an inclusive place where we talk about D&D and with a particular goal in making an inclusive, safe place for people to come and learn or come and get involved with online TTRPGs. To that end, if you want to come and play a game on the show, send me a DM on Twitter, and I will get you a game. It's as simple as that. We're all about bringing up and bringing on more and more new people with wonderful experienced streamers as well to help along the way.
That's how I got started.
It is. Kelly is with us killing Curse of Strahd. She came along for a couple of one-shots, and we were like, come on, Curse of Strahd, you're ready. It's that simple. As Maladale says, it's that simple. YouTube as well. If you wanna, Ken, you're in one every week. If you wanna, hang a minute, Ken. I just need to flip you. That's an in-joke. I'll explain quickly. Every week when Kent comes into Zoom, he's like, "Can you just flip my camera so that my hair's on the other side? Can you just like flip me? Can you flip me? Like, call out." YouTube, it's fully up to date. If you want to catch up on the rest of this series and how we got here,
Done.
Nailed it. If you want to catch up on the rest of the season, it's all on YouTube. Everything, all of my VODs are now in collections as well. So if you want to catch up on the VODs, they're all in collections. So you can go and click on which series you want to catch up on. And my YouTube is all in playlists. And it auto updates and everything, and it automatically uploads to Twitter when they go live and everything. So yeah, I'm a professional YouTube streamer now. Yeah, hi, my name's Strahd. It's only taken me a year to figure out YouTube, but I've figured it out. I'm full-time, and you know what? Today marks the end. This stream marks the end of my first month as a full-time streamer. Guys, we crushed it. We hit our monthly costs goal. We crushed it. We then hit our stretch goal for getting us to Gen Con next year. We crushed that as well. I didn't know what else to put down in the name of goals, so we overkilled the goals by £110. You guys, you're all nuts. You're all nuts, and I love you, and I love that this is a thing, so thank you all so much. Other ways you can support us are in Patreon. We also have merchandise. If you want to proudly wear one of our crests, you can get it on your shirt. Or if you like, Kelly is modeling for us right now.
Super comfy.
They are, aren't they?
The gear from Red Bull is extremely high quality. It's great. A lot of variety on there as well. I kind of want to try out the tights. I want to buy some of the tights just to see how comfy the tights are, because I've got a feeling. And like, all the rest of this stuff is so comfy. I've got a feeling that it'll be like being hugged by a marshmallow, you know? It'll just be so comfy.
Good.
It is good stuff.
They're good. They're real good. Plus, I see your ads for your clothes like everywhere now, where I have ads still allowed. It always pops up with Scratch's Academy. Does
it?
I've seen like merch for, and it's the same with Slade.
The second,
same thing.
The second I bought my Dave the Divine print from y'all, because I bought a Dave the Divine print. Go check out Wizards and Wardrobes on Tuesdays. It started popping up everywhere.
Brilliant. Cool. Hey guys, I'm infesting your computers. Turn ad block off because it'll support me somehow, I imagine. That is a lie. I don't get any direct support from you turning off your ad block. But if you want to see me everywhere, apparently, there you go. I'm taking over. You see, you don't call it Skynet. Everyone gets suspicious. You call it the Scratchus Academy, and then no one bats an eyelid. Anyway, we have merch. We also have sponsors. We have Bird in the Storm Publishing, who are sponsoring us currently and bringing content to our channel in January. You also have Kent shamelessly plugging Ryutama on Thursdays, which is the game that he is in. It's an amazing game. And we also have Mage Hand Press. We use Mage Hand Press that same day, which Alice runs. Alice runs a D&D in space using the Dark Matter extension of D&D 5e. There is a free 30-page review there. You can go and check it out. It's completely compatible with the PHB. You can use everything in the PHB and Dark Matter, but you can also use this extra cool stuff, and it is pretty damn cool. We also have a competition. There's only, I think, a few days left for you to go and get yourself some rainbow-coloured dice. So, you know, show off your Pride support with some rainbow-coloured dice. And I think that's everything. We all know what our war cry is. Everything just keeps bleeding. And once again this week, maybe I need to follow more people, because I don't see many people streaming D&D at this time, but one of my favourite streamers, it does stream at this time, so it's not too big of a deal. We are going to go across, and we are going to go and raid Margaret Crone, who is in our Monday campaign of Mouse Guard. Also, I'll put a version up here with the Scrat Hype. The rule with the Scrat Hype is, pop it if you got it. I've put 2 versions up, one with, one without, so just use the one that you can. And I've put 3 Scrat Hypes on the end, but that's how we live now, YOLO. Yeah, so we're going to go and raid Margaret Crone. And I can spell Margaret Crone.
Nice.
He says, not looking at the second screen where it's clearly laid out for him. Invalid username. Damn it! Nailed it. Okay, we're heading through. So like I say, guys, we are full-time, Mondays to Thursdays, 1 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. EST. You can find us right here playing D&D or other tabletop roleplay games. And if you want to get involved, send me that DM on Twitter. And also on Fridays, we stream at 1 p.m. over on the Greyhawk channel. And we also stream every other Friday here at 8 p.m. EST, which is at Lady Blackbird campaign. And that is this week. So here we go into the raid. Keep evoking emotions. We'll see you next week for more spoopy fun. Bye!